Have you ever watched an NBA game and felt like everything was happening exactly the way it was supposed to? No missed shots, no wasted possessions, no bad decisions, no panic. Just pure basketball perfection. It sounds impossible because basketball is a game built on mistakes. Even the greatest players in history have off nights. Even championship teams struggle for stretches. But once in a while, a team puts together a performance so flawless that fans and analysts are left wondering if they just witnessed the perfect game. Today, we're breaking down one of the most incredible displays of basketball excellence ever seen on an NBA court. A game so complete, so efficient, and so dominant that it challenged everything we thought we knew about perfection in professional basketball. Every possession mattered. Every player contributed. Every decision seemed correct. And by the end of the night, basketball fans were witnessing a masterclass that may never be repeated. Welcome back to Hoop Nexis, where we dive deep into the greatest stories, moments, and mysteries in basketball history. If you love the NBA and want to see the game from a completely different perspective, make sure you're subscribed because today's breakdown is one you won't forget. When people talk about perfect NBA games, most immediately think about individual performances. They remember players who couldn't miss. They remember record-breaking scoring nights. They remember legendary stat lines. But true basketball perfection isn't just about one superstar putting up huge numbers. Basketball is the ultimate team sport. A perfect game happens when every part of the machine works together at the highest possible level. To understand how rare this is, let's look at what usually happens during a normal NBA game. Teams turn the ball over. Shooters miss open looks. Defensive rotations arrive a second late. Players commit unnecessary fouls. Coaches make adjustments that don't work. Every game contains flaws because basketball is played by humans under enormous pressure. Now imagine a game where almost none of those flaws exist. The offense flows like water. Every pass reaches the right player. Every cut creates space. Every screen frees a shooter. Every possession ends with a quality look. Meanwhile, the defense communicates perfectly, closes every gap, contests every shot, and forces opponents into uncomfortable situations all night long. That is the closest thing basketball has to perfection. One of the greatest examples came when a championship-caliber team produced an offensive performance that analysts still reference years later. The ball movement was extraordinary. Instead of relying on isolation plays, they continuously moved the ball from side to side, forcing defenders to chase and rotate until someone became completely open. What made this performance special wasn't just the scoring. It was the efficiency. Every possession felt calculated. Every decision had a purpose. Players passed up good shots to create great shots. Superstars willingly sacrificed personal statistics for better team opportunities. Role players executed their assignments without hesitation. The result was basketball at its absolute highest level. Imagine being a defender in that game. You stop one action only to watch another develop immediately. You recover to a shooter and suddenly the ball swings to the opposite corner. You help inside and the ball finds an open three-point specialist. You stay home on shooters and a cutter slips behind the defense for an easy layup. It becomes mentally exhausting. This is why perfection in basketball isn't just about talent. It's about synchronization. Every player must understand exactly what everyone else is doing at all times. Think about an orchestra. One musician playing perfectly is impressive. An entire orchestra performing flawlessly together is something completely different. That's what a perfect NBA game resembles. The most fascinating part is that perfection often starts long before tip-off. Players spend thousands of hours practicing. Coaches spend countless nights studying film. Training staffs prepare athletes physically and mentally. By the time game day arrives, every tiny detail has been considered. When all those details align, something magical can happen. Another important factor is decision-making speed. Elite NBA teams don't just make good decisions. They make them instantly. The difference between a great pass and a turnover can be a fraction of a second. The difference between a blocked shot and an open dunk often comes down to recognizing a situation before it fully develops. In a near-perfect game, players consistently make the correct read before the defense can react. This creates an incredible visual effect for fans. The game appears easy. The floor seems larger. Passing lanes appear wider. Shooters look more open. In reality, the players are simply operating at an exceptionally high mental level. One of the clearest indicators of a perfect defensive game is assist percentage. When nearly every basket comes from ball movement, it means players are creating opportunities for each other rather than forcing difficult shots. Great teams understand that defenses can stop one player, but they struggle to stop 5 players working together. That's why some of the most beautiful games in NBA history weren't necessarily played by the most talented rosters. They were played by teams that trusted each other completely. Trust is often the hidden ingredient behind basketball perfection. A player must trust that teammates will be in the correct position. A defender must trust that help defense will arrive. A coach must trust players to execute under pressure. Without trust, hesitation appears. And hesitation destroys perfection. The defensive side of the ball deserves equal attention. Imagine a team rotating perfectly for 48 minutes. Every screen gets covered. Every rebound gets secured. Every defensive assignment gets executed. Opponents start feeling trapped. Open shots disappear. Driving lanes vanish. Confidence drops. Even elite scorers begin forcing difficult attempts because nothing easy is available. This is where perfection becomes psychological. Basketball isn't only physical. It's mental warfare. When one team executes at an elite level possession after possession, the opposing team begins to feel pressure. Mistakes increase. Frustration grows. Communication breaks down. Suddenly, what started as a competitive game becomes a demonstration of complete control. The greatest teams in history understood this concept. Whether it was dominant dynasties of the past or modern championship contenders, their best performances shared common traits. They valued